Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes biology session. In the last class we have discussed about the plant tissues. What is a tissue? Children, define tissues. A tissue is a group of cells similar in structure and function are called tissues. So in plants the total body of a plant is divided into root system and shoot system. So this root system and shoot system of a plant is composed of different types of tissues performing different functions. So let us recapitulate the last class. There are four basic types of tissues in the plants. What is a tissue? Once again, a tissue is nothing but the group of cells which are similar in structure and similar in function together form a tissue. Okay, there are four major types of tissues present in the plants. They are the tissues that bring out overall growth and repair. What are those tissues called? Meristematic tissues. And the tissues that form outer coverings are called dermal tissues. These are protective in function. And the tissues that form the bulk of the plant body, helping in packing other tissues, are called ground tissues. Ground tissues are the bulk forming tissues. We have seen the section, cross section of stem, dicot stem. Once again we are going to see the tissue that helps in transport of materials are called vascular tissues. What are the four major types of tissues? Meristematic tissue, dermal tissue, ground tissue and vascular tissue. And we discussed in detail about the meristematic tissue in the last class. The meristematic tissue contains actively dividing cells and it is majorly present where? In which regions? At the tip of the root and stem. Growing regions of the plant possess meristematic tissues. They are also called meristems. Isn't it, children? So there are different types of meristems are there. Apical meristem, lateral meristem, intercalary meristem. These are the three major types of meristems or meristematic tissues. Okay, so let us proceed for today's class. Meristematic tissue, apical meristems. The meristematic tissues at growing tip that bring about growth in length are called apical meristems. What are apical meristems? Apical meristems are those meristematic tissues which bring out the growth, which are present at the growing tips and bring about growth in length are called apical meristems. Means tip of the stem, tip of the root possess apical meristems. Lateral meristems, these are the types of meristems. Okay, lateral meristems. Lateral meristems means the tissue present around the edges in a lateral manner and giving rise to growth in girth. Girth means width. Growth in girth of the stem or diameter of the stem are called lateral meristems. And intercalary meristems, it is also called cambium. It is present in the vascular tissue in between xylem and phloem tissue. This meristem is present, that is called cambium. It involves in the secondary growth. The areas from which branching takes place or a leaf or a flower stalk grows, okay, we find a kind of meristem called intercalary meristem, okay, like this. You see the figure here. So this is intercalary meristem. So you divide the stem into parts, nodes, internodes. This is a node, okay. A node is a place where from the leaves or branches develop, okay. Between the two nodes, internode is present. So intercalary meristem. Lateral meristem, this helps in the diameter, increase the girth of the stem. Then apical meristem, it helps in the increase in length of the stem. So actually these meristems consist of the cells which are actively dividing. So they are also called totipotent cells, means the cells which are in continuous cell division. Which type of cells are present in the meristems? The cells which has the ability to divide continuously, such type of cells are present in the meristems, okay. So meristematic tissues are present on the tip, sides and in between the layers of other tissues. The meristematic tissue at the growing tip that bring about the growth in length are called as apical meristematic tissues. The tissue present around the edges in a lateral manner and giving rise to growth in girth of the stem are called lateral meristems or lateral meristematic tissue. Next, the areas from which branching takes place or a leaf or a flower or a stalk grows, we find a kind of meristematic tissue called intercalary meristematic tissue. It is also called cambium. Which tissue, which meristematic tissue is also called cambium? Intercalary meristematic tissue is also called cambium. Okay, children. Next, the meristems, once again, it is responsible for the growth of the plant. These meristems, meristematic tissue has the ability to divide and redivide to provide growth to plants. Generally, growth of plants occur from specific region. What is that specific region? Like root, shoot means stem, nodes, girth of the stem and leaf base. These are all the regions where the growth takes place. Therefore, meristematic tissue is present in these regions. Which regions? Root, shoot, nodes, girth of the stem and leaf base, okay. Next, the types of meristematic tissues are again, what are the types? Apical meristem, intercalary meristem, lateral meristem. What is the apical meristem? Where it is present? Previously we studied about the characteristic of apical meristem we have studied, okay. Where it is present? On root, shoot tips of the plant. Intercalary meristem, where it is present? It is present on the base of the leaf and nodes and leaf base. Lateral meristem, it is responsible for the increase in circumference, not only the diameter, the girth of the stem or root of a plant, okay. This is about the meristems. Next, one activity studying the dicot stem tissues present in the dicot stem. So once again, what are the materials required for these experiments? You need a needle, a watch glass, and a sharp blade, and the experimental material dicot stem. What are dicots? You already studied in your lower classes. Okay, the plants which produce the seeds with two cotyledons are called dicots. These dicots possess a taproot system, and they possess a reticulate venation, okay, in the leaf. So example, sunflower plant you can take. Okay, the best example are cucurbita. Cucurbita means cucumber plant. Okay, so the dicot stem tissue prepare a temporary mount of a TS of dicot stem. A temporary mount, how to prepare? Take a stem, herbaceous stem you can take, means somewhat greeny, and take a blade and take the slice, small slice, keep it in the watch glass, some water, and place those stem cuttings, okay, small slices. You can keep with the help of that painting brush, you can keep it in the watch glass. Then take a slide, on the slide put a water drop, and on that you can keep this small slice of this dicot stem, and then you can paste, you can add a drop of glycerin and take a watch glass and mount it over. Okay, you can find some tissues when you observe under the microscope. So observe it under the microscope and draw the image also. So it will look like this. If you add saffron in, then the colored mount you can prepare, so that you can able to observe the different types of tissues. You can find meristematic tissue, you can also find the vascular tissue, ground tissue, and dermal tissue. All the four types of tissues you can see in this mount. Okay, here when you observe, so if you take a dicot stem, this part we have taken the stem. When you take a small slice and observe under microscope, so it shows different regions like epidermis. Epidermis is nothing but a dermal tissue, epidermis and hypodermis. Okay, and the vascular bundle represents vascular tissue, that is xylem and phloem. Okay, and this pith represent the ground tissue. Okay, and cortex beneath the epidermis, the cortex region. So like this you can see a dicot stem. The dicot stem, when it is observed under the cross section of dicot stem, this is called transverse section. There are two types of sections are there. One is CS, another one is TS. CS means cross section, but here transverse section. Transverse section means so this subject which deals with the study of internal organs or internal body parts, that is called anatomy. So plant anatomy part it is, because we have taken the section and we are observing under the microscope. Previous first chapter studied about the cells, it is called as a cytology. And now tissues, the study of tissues is called histology. In this histology, in order to clearly study the structure of tissues and functions, we need to take the help of anatomy. Anatomy means the study of internal structure of if it is plants, plant anatomy, if it is animals, animal anatomy. Okay, this is the plant anatomy, dicot stem, transverse section, and when you observe under microscope, so this is the epidermal tissue, outer protective layer, epidermal tissue. Then collenchyma, this collenchyma come under ground tissue. Ground tissue is divided into parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Okay, they are layers of this epidermis made up of this collenchyma in dicot stem. Then pith actually consists of parenchyma and remaining collenchyma also present. Then vascular tissue consists of these xylem and phloem, that is called transport tissue. Okay, this is ground plan, means more you can see the ground tissue. Okay, so by studying this dicot transverse section, different types of tissue. So what are the, if you draw the picture and question yourself, what are the similarities between the shoot tip tissues and the tissues that shown in this figure? Shoot tip means previously meristems. Okay, shoot tip and root tip. There you will see the different arrangement of cells. Okay, but here there are different types of tissues are arranged differently. Okay, next, are all the cells similar in shape and structure? No. And how many different types of arrangements of the cells you have seen here? There are 4 types of arrangements are there, like vascular tissue, ground tissue, dermal tissue. Okay, in the vascular tissue, xylem and phloem. Okay, in the ground tissue, different types of cells are present, like parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Okay, so like that. So different. So you have already studied about the meristematic tissues, no? Now the other major group of that we shall study now, they are the dermal tissue and ground tissue, vascular tissue. What are the 4 major types of tissues in the plants? Meristematic tissue, dermal tissue, ground tissue and vascular tissue. So let us proceed. Dermal tissue, the name itself is indicating dermis, epidermis. Okay, the outer layer. So the dermal tissue is the dermal tissue is one kind of the plant tissue major. It is also called dermis, usually consisting of a single layer of tissues showing variations in the types of cells. Okay, on the basis of their functions and the location, this tissue is studied as 3 different types. They are epidermis. Epidermis is nothing but the outermost layer. Then mesodermis, it is the middle layer, and the endodermis. Endodermis is the innermost layer. Epidermis is the dermal tissue is divided into 3 layers. What are they? Epidermis, mesodermis and endodermis. Epidermis is the outermost layer, mesodermis is the middle layer and endodermis is the innermost layer of dermis tissue. The walls of the cells of the dermal tissue are thicker as compared to the cells of meristematic tissue. Actually, this dermal tissue, ground tissue and the vascular tissue, how they are formed? They are also formed from the meristematic tissue itself. Meristematic tissue is a temporary tissue. Okay, whereas these dermal tissue, ground tissue and vascular tissues are permanent tissues. After losing the capacity of cell division, the growth of the plant, growth of an organism involves cell division and cell differentiation, cell maturation. Cell differentiation is an important step where the different cells are grouped together they form the tissues, and they are assigned with the specific function. So as a result of the differentiation only, this dermal tissue and ground tissue and vascular tissues are formed. Okay, so the compared to meristematic tissue, now these dermal tissues, the walls are very thick, and in desert plants particularly, if you take, they are covered by means of a thick waxy coat called cuticle. Okay, here whenever we are comparing a tissue, all parts of the plant we have to consider. The dermal tissue is present in the roots, stem, leaves and other parts of the plant. Okay, so the thickness of this dermis may varies from organ to organ to carry out different functions. The main function is protective in function. To protect the internal tissues, this dermal tissue helps. The main function of dermal tissue is protection. Okay, in desert plants, the stem leaves are reduced to spines, and the stem is covered by means of a waxy coat, thick waxy coat, that is called cuticle. Cutin is the material with which this dermis is made up of. There are small pores are seen in the epidermis of leaf. They are called stomata. Okay, so here in order to study the dermal tissue, one more activity is given in your textbook, that is the study of the Rio leaf. Rio leaf dermal tissue. Take a fresh Rio leaf. Rio leaf is a croton plant, Rio plant. You will see in your houses also. That is a purple color, one side purple color and one side green color, the croton plant. It is somewhat juicy, the leaf is. You can easily tear the leaf. You can also prepare a slide of this dermal tissue, the leaf, or you can observe the permanent slides. The slides which we prepare instantly, they are called temporary slides, and the permanent slide means which is already prepared, and which is even some stains are added to it. By observing the permanent slide, clearly you can see the different parts of the tissues, or the different location arrangement of the cells in the tissue. You can clearly see in the microscope. Okay, so to prepare a tissue, what you have to do, so very simple. With the help of your subject teacher, take a betel leaf. Betel leaves are also available, or Rio leaf, it is available. You can tear it in a single stroke, so that a thin whitish edge is formed. That whitish edge you have to observe under microscope. So slowly remove the cuticle layer, outermost layer, which is transparent. Remove it and observe the peel under the microscope by preparing a temporary mount. Temporary mount, how you prepare? Watch glass, water, and in that you keep, then take it out with the help of brush and keep it on a slide, a drop of water, and on that you can place this cut piece. Then you add a drop of glycerin and keep a cover slip over it. Then it is a temporary mount, and see the arrangement of cells and observe like this. You can observe if it is saffron is added, pinkish color you can see. Okay, these are the structures in the epidermis. Minute pores are present in the leaf. They are called stomata. They are present more in number on the lower surface of the leaf compared to upper surface of the leaf. So this activity shows a part of the dermal tissue of the plant. So dermal tissue usually consisting of a single layer of cells, single layer of tissues, showing variations in the types of cells. On the basis of their function and location, this tissue is studied as the three different types. What are they? Epidermis, mesodermis and endodermis. The walls of the dermal tissue are thicker as compared to the cells of the meristematic tissue. In desert plants, it is thick and waxy. There are small openings are present. They are called stomata. Okay, they are enclosed by kidney shaped cells. So they are called guard cells. Okay, the kidney shaped cells present in the stomata, how many? 2. They are called guard cells. Okay, and the cells of root have longer hairs. So further we can see the longer hair like structures, they are called root hairs. So what is the function of this stomata is it regulates the entry of gases. Okay, this is the epidermis layer. In between the epidermis the gaps are present, a hole is present, that is called stoma, and this entire structure is called stomata, and it possesses outer wall and inner wall, and there are several epidermal cells are present. Then a small opening is present, that is called stomatal aperture. When the air to enter inside and to go outside, these guard cells will open. Okay, after that they will close. So it depends upon the availability and it depends upon the requirement. These guard cells regulate the opening and closing of a stomata. Okay, let us proceed. The dermal tissue system protects the soft tissues of plants and control the interactions with the plant surroundings. What is the main function of dermal tissue? It protects the soft tissues of the plants and controls interactions with the plant's surroundings. The epidermis is the dermal tissue outer layer that is usually a single layer of cells surrounding the younger parts of a plant. Epidermis is the outermost layer, so it is of single layer of cells covering the younger parts of a plant. Then it secretes a waxy layer called cuticle that inhibits water loss. So a water loss can be prevented by secreting a waxy layer. This waxy layer is called cuticle. And some of the many types of cells in the epidermis are shown below. What are they? Let us see. Guard cells. It is one type of the epidermal cells present in the structure called stomata, which contain chloroplast and regulate gaseous exchange between the inside of the leaf and the surroundings. Okay, stomata. So this is actually the dermal tissue, which is somewhat colorless, achlorophyllous, because chloroplasts are absent in this dermal tissue. The only nuclei, cell walls are present, and so this is one type of cells present in the dermal tissue. In the leaves particularly, they are called guard cells. The structure, entire structure is called stomata. Stomata is plural. Stomatum means singular. Okay. Next, the epidermal hairs. Previously, okay, I said no, last sentence. What is that? The cells of root hairs have long hair-like structures called root hairs. The cells of root, and here epidermal hairs. Epidermal hairs means the hair-like structures which are present, and lower water loss by decreasing the flow of air over the plant surface, which is in turn slows the loss of water, because these are the epidermal hairs. These are also the special cells, epidermal hairs on the epidermis. They prevent the water loss. Okay, So these are epidermal hairs. Here their size is also given 50 micrometers. So the size which we are viewing. Next type of dermal cells, glandular hairs. The glandular hairs are present in some plants to prevent the herbivores by storing some chemical substances, harmful substances like latex, okay, like alkaloids, the different types of chemical substances which are poisonous, which are bitter to taste. So herbivorous animals hesitate to eat them. So glandular hairs, some glands are present. So these are the glandular hairs. This is the epidermis, and these glandular hairs containing some chemical harmful substances which prevent the insects and the herbivorous animals. Root hairs, the roots consisting of hair-like cells, the epidermal outgrowths increase water uptake. Okay, and the epidermal hairs will prevent the water loss, but root hairs help the uptake of water by increasing the surface area of the cells. So these are root hairs. So the root hairs are the epidermal outgrowths which help in the increasing the surface area of the cells to absorb water and minerals. Next, in older stems and roots, the epidermis may be replaced by a structure called periderm, which provides protection while permitting gaseous exchange. Okay, it provides protection and also helps in the gaseous exchange, like lenticels, the special structures. Generally through stomata transpiration takes place, but in older stems these lenticels are also present. The outer layer of periderm consists of cork tissue. It is composed of dead cells whose cell walls are impregnated with a waxy material called suberin. Previously cutin we come across. We also studied about the cellulose. In the same manner, here suberin is the chemical substance. The cell walls of the periderm made up of a special material called suberin. It is very tough material. Okay, this is the periderm. Old stems contain this periderm layer, the epidermis consisting of this periderm. So this is the cork. So this is very thick, somewhat dark brown or blackish in color. Okay, and so here the ground tissue, or previously we observed in the stem, ground tissue, a formula you can note it down. Ground tissue of stem, it is equal to pith plus cork, pith plus cortex, pith plus cortex. So what is pith? It is also called as medulla. Pith is also called medulla. It is a tissue in the stems of vascular plants composed of spongy soft parenchyma cells. What is parenchyma? In the next further videos we are going to see. So it is composed of, pith is composed of soft spongy parenchyma cells. It is located in the center of the stem. Okay, in the center of the stem, that section which we observed in the center, it is labeled as a pith, pith. Next, cortex. What is cortex means? Cortex is located to the outer or around the vascular bundles. The vascular bundles means xylem and vessels, xylem and phloem together called vascular bundles. So cortex is located to the outer or around the vascular bundles. It is also composed of parenchyma cells. Okay. Then hypodermis. What is hypodermis means? It is a layer of cells immediately below the epidermis. That layer is called as hypodermis. Particularly in the leaves, this hypodermis is seen, and it gives mechanical support. Hypodermis gives the mechanical support, made up of collenchyma and sclerenchyma tissue. Okay. So this is about the dermal tissue. Further about remaining tissues we will see in the next class. So today let us test ourselves. Today's assessment, plant tissues, quiz number 2. Come on children, be active, read the question and note the question and write the answer in the form of a blank so that you can remember it. What is the name of the stem cells in plants? Generally stem cells means not the cells which are present in the stem. In animals also stem cells are present. The meaning of stem cells is totipotent cells or actively dividing cells. Number 1, the first option meristems, second option mitosis, third option meiosis, and the fourth option is DNA. So here the stem cells are present in meristematic tissues or meristems. Okay. What is the meaning of stem cells? Actively dividing cells or totipotent cells. Next, apical meristems can be found in the leaves, the tips of shoots and roots, the xylem cells, the epidermal cells. Apical meristems are present in the, where you can see in the figure, this is the apical meristem. Apical meristem. What is this? It is the tip of the stem. So tip of shoot and roots we can find apical meristems. What is the main function of apical meristem? To increase the growth, lengthwise growth, height. Okay. The primary growth is the result of growth of cells made by the cork cambium, vascular cambium, primary xylem and apical meristems. Primary growth, apical meristem. In the root tip and shoot tip they are present, so they involve in the primary growth. So how these apical meristems are formed? They are formed from the promeristems during cell division. Okay, so they are formed, cell differentiation, then cell maturation. So once again cell division, like that. Growth involves cell division and cell differentiation. Which tissue allows the plants to develop wider stems and roots? Phloem, xylem, lateral meristems, apical meristems. So which tissue? Actually meristematic tissue helps in the developing the wider stems. Which meristems? That is, girth of the stem is increased by lateral meristems. Next, the outer bark of a woody plant is called fiber, cork, wood, periderm. The outer cork, so it is the outer bark of a woody plant is called the periderm. Okay. The bark means the outer layer of the stem, which you can so that that will wither easily, somewhat strong. If you take big large trees, you will observe the bark easily. Neem tree, banyan tree, peepal tree, you can see the bark. Woody plants only, means large trees. Next, modified parenchyma cells make up a large portion of the dash or center part of the stem. Fiber, meristem, pith, cork. The modified parenchyma cells will form the pith. makeup of large portion of the central part is mentioned. So the central part is nothing but a pith. It is made up of parenchyma cells. Next, what are the types of mature tissues found in vascular plants? Dermal tissues, ground tissues, vascular tissues, all of the above. Okay, what is the answer? All of the above. So after cell division, meristematic tissues or temporary tissues, they finally mature to form the different three main types of the tissues: dermal tissue, ground tissue, and vascular tissue. They are mature tissues found in the vascular plants, means higher plants, dicots and monocots. What is the tissue that forms the outer surface layer of the stems, roots, and leaves? What is the tissue that forms the outer surface layer of stems, roots, and leaves? Dermal tissues, ground tissue, vascular tissue, all of the above. Here outer surface layer is mentioned, so it is nothing but dermal tissue. Okay children, read the textbooks. Textbooks are not available, repeatedly watch the videos. Okay. Next, which of the following is a waxy substance that covers epidermal surface of the layer? So epidermis will form the outermost layer, which is made by a waxy like substance, which is impermeable to water, okay, which prevent the water loss. It is present in the, I am giving clue, it is present in the desert plants like cactus. Lignin, suberin, cuticle, dermin. What is that material? What is that substance? What is that layer? Cuticle. The material actually here, cutin, cutin. Cutin is the material and the substance. Okay children. Next question. The corky outer layer of a plant stem formed in secondary thickening or as the response to injury or infection is periderm, epidermis, sclerenchyma, and parenchyma. What is this? Nothing but periderm. Periderm is a thick layer, protective layer. So when the corky outer layer of a plant stem, it is formed as a secondary thickening. On woody stems you can find this periderm. Okay. Okay children, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.